This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome to Money Monday with Foster Financial. I'm so excited to be joined by Caleb Doane, their Vice President. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Okay, so today is Money Monday, and before we were doing like Women's Money Monday, but now we're doing Women's Wealth Wednesday. You know, that has a little ring to it.
Yeah.
And now Mondays, we can kick off with some really great general industry trends, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So today I figured we'd talk a little bit about what's called employee stock purchase plans, which is something that's relatively common in our area. And it's typically kind of a benefit that is added to an employee's overall benefits package that they can take advantage of. And of course, it has to do with investments. So I figured we'd chat about it.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's get into it. So what is that stock option plan?
Yeah. So this is something that gives employees the ability to purchase company stock from their employer. So of course, it's only available if the company that they're working for is a publicly traded company, but it's not within a 401k plan. So there are some 401k plans that allow you to purchase company stock inside of it.
Right.
This is outside of that. And so it maybe doesn't come with some of the tax benefits, but it also doesn't come with some of the restrictions where, you have to wait until you're a certain age to like sell and take withdrawals and things like that.
Right, because last week we were talking about the NUAs, and that was all about if you had a stock that was a publicly traded company and you specifically invested it within your 401k.
Right.
So this is totally separate. Has to do with stock, but it does not have to be a part of a 401k.
Yeah.
So that means that a person could have two separate accounts?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The employee stock purchase plan, it would go in what they call kind of an after-tax brokerage account. And the really nice thing is that you typically get a discount when you purchase the company stock.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the benefit that the company is giving you, saying, hey, you work here, we're hoping that this kind of motivates you to maybe do a better job or something like that. And so a lot of times they give you a discount.
As opposed to the general public who can purchase that stock. Okay.
Right, yeah,
so
that's
they get
exactly
it for
right.
less. Okay.
Yeah,
Same value.
Same exact stock. You get, one share is the same as any other share you'd buy. You just get it for a bit of a discount.
Okay.
And every plan is different, but generally they kind of work this way. So you will have a salary deferral, paycheck deferral. Every single paycheck you tell your company to withhold $100 or $200 or whatever it is. And generally 2 times throughout the year, they'll actually take that lump sum of money and purchase the stock. And the price that you get to purchase that stock at is usually a discount of the lower of the price at the beginning of the 6 months or the end of the 6 months. And so it's kind of confusing, but generally, let's say they do their purchases on January 1st and July 1st, 6 months apart. If on January 1st I tell my company, all right, withhold $100 per paycheck, until July, they withhold all that money. They take a look at the stock price on January 1st and then July 1st, and they say, all right, we'll give you the lower of those two, and then we'll also give you a 15% discount. And so if the stock price was, let's say the stock price goes down over the 6 months. So in January it's $110, in July it's $100. They say, all right, we'll give you a 15% discount on the $100. You get to buy it at $85.
And so I have a few questions about this. So first, as the stock is being purchased, it's on your behalf and the company is doing it. So as an employee, you don't have to do anything to try to purchase it and do that process.
No, you just tell them, hey, withhold X amount from my paycheck, and then you have, an E-Trade account or whatever it is. And at the end of that 6 months, company just puts that stock right in.
And then do they purchase the number of stock that fills out the amount of money? Like if you had $600, the stock is $100, they will purchase 6 shares for you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And so what if, so this is continual, so throughout the entire year. So let's say at the end of the year, you have 12 shares. Now, do you have to keep going, or can you say, well, that's enough, that's all I want in this company? Is it like, what type of flexibility do you have with this purchase option?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I guess one of the objections that people will have is they'll say, well, what if the company does bad, right? And so they're maybe worried that, okay, if the company does poorly, one, potentially my job is here. So, I mean, I could get laid off. But also, if I have a lot of money tied up in their stock, that could also do poorly too. And so sometimes, in a lot of plans, they allow you to sell that stock as soon as you want. So some of them restrict how long you have to hold it and things like that. But there's a lot of ones that just say, hey, you can sell the stock immediately. And so you could choose, hey, I just want to stop purchasing. You could choose, hey, I want to keep going. You could choose, all right, I want to sell everything that I have. It's completely up to you. But at the very least, typically, you're getting at least a little bit of a return, because even if the stock price has gone down over that 6-month period, you still got to buy it at a 15% discount.
Yeah.
And then if it was the opposite, let's say the stock started at $100 in January, went up to 110 by July, you would still get a 15% discount on that $100 from January. And so you buy it at 85, you could turn around the next day and sell it for 110 and make a nice little spread there.
So these funds, are they pre-taxed when they go in?
They're after-tax funds.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to basically pay taxes on the gain when you sell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no way, because I'm thinking, sometimes these companies, their stocks shoot up so much.
Right.
And so, I mean, I guess you get the money that you didn't originally invest, so that's a good thing, but you still have to pay. So what is typically, is it just whatever tax bracket you were in when you decide to sell it? Is that what it is?
It actually depends how long you hold the funds for.
Okay.
So if you just turn around and immediately sell it, yeah, it would be whatever tax bracket you're in. It would be your ordinary income tax bracket. If you hold it for more than a year, you typically get a more kind of advantageous tax bracket. It's usually capital gains after that point. But still, even if you have to pay taxes on it, if somebody, just gave me $1,000 off the street and said, hey, do you want this? You'll have to pay taxes on it.
Right.
I'd say, sure. Even though I have to pay taxes, hey, it's still better than nothing. So a lot of times employers also limit the amount that you're able to purchase because it's such a nice benefit to give you that 15% off. So they'll say, you can only do $12,000 a year, $13,000 a year, something like that.
Okay, not too bad. And so do you recommend that employees consider this? Like, should everyone be looking into their stock options at their job?
Yeah, they should certainly consider it. Everyone's plan is different. Every employee stock purchase plan is different too, but there are a lot of people that maybe immediately think, oh, that's not for me. But a lot of times, even if you just turn around and sell it immediately, you can still get some benefit there. So it's certainly something to check out.
Okay, but public traded companies only.
Yeah, around the area. I mean, Zimmer Biomet's a big one around the area that does the employee stock purchase plan. A lot of companies like that.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for breaking it down for us today.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you would like more information about Foster Financial, they do offer complimentary consultations. We'll have their phone number listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.